You mentioned something about ISO. Care to elaborate?
Okay. ISO is not really an acronym. Right? It is used in the sense of isobar, isothermal, isometric, meaning equal, standard, equivalent. So that is why it was adopted as the name for the International Organization for Standardization. So the ISO came up with a set of standards. Actually, there are hundreds of standards now which you apply to policies and procedures and systems, ways of doing things. In EEI, what we follow is ISO 9001. Those are the general requirements for the quality management system. So as I said earlier, quality assurance is all about ensuring that systems and procedures are followed. Okay? So ISO ensures that these systems and procedures meet an international standard. This means that even clients from abroad, say from Europe or the States or Asia, would have confidence that the systems of EEI will produce quality output. So it would not be necessary anymore for them to conduct due diligence on the company. Like how do you do this activity? How do you do that activity? Because once you say, oh, we're ISO certified, okay, they can do what we ask for. Basically, that is what ISO is about. So it's very important for us to retain that certification. This is what QA does.
So, what are the perks of being in the corporate world and being a mother? What are the similarities and differences?
Okay. In the corporate world, well, you only feel the perks when you are in a managerial position. Of course. You get to tell people what to do, guide them in how they do it. It's good to know that in some way you can influence people, teach them the right way of doing things. Those are what I consider my perks. Other people will probably say, oh, because I get a car from the car plan, or I have allowances. That's not really it. You don't get fulfillment from that. You get it from teaching people. It took me a long while to realize that, but at least I have realized it. As a mom, uh, there are similarities, of course, because you teach your children. The nicest thing about being a mom is that you get to see them develop. Okay? And even though most of the time it's more of a hit and miss thing, like what will they do if I teach them this? If you are guided by what you feel is right, it's gratifying to see them turn out well. Right? Miss Valedictorian.
Okay. Moving on. um, what are your experiences? The good ones and the bad ones. Have those that have a great impact in your life, both professionally and as a mother.
Wow. Great experience.
Not as much time.
Great as in they made you happy, or great as in you will never forget
More on the latter. But
things I will never forget.
yeah,
You
but
really want to hear this?
positive and negative experiences.
Okay. As I said, learning is a really good experience. You might not appreciate it at the time, but afterwards, wow, I learned a lot from that. Okay. Professionally, getting thrown into a duck pond would be a good comparison. Yeah, because you have to sink or swim. So, however badly you swim at first, with practice you will be able to do it right. So, I always tell my staff that I also started out like you from the beginning. So it's possible for them to get to where I am. Probably one of the greatest learning experiences I had was that one I mentioned earlier, when my boss forced me, literally forced me to stand up and face a crowd. Okay? Because if he hadn't done that, I might not be able to do what I do now. Uh,
It was unlock your potential.
yeah, I would have, maybe there would be better ways to have done it, but it was effective.
Yeah.
Not very kind at that moment, but very effective. So even now, he's still my boss now. He tries to surprise me, and I always surprise him back because it's a matter of attitude. Okay, let's go. You people will probably say that's just a catchword for your times, but actually it applies to us old people also. Oh, do it, push. Other good learning experiences would be, well, educating my staff about the written word. Well, it works in the immediate sense that the report is corrected. But long term, I would say that there's still a lot of work to be done.
Why do you think it's like? I mean, is it because they're scared of you, so they just do it on the spot, right at that moment, or that they cannot remember for themselves what the right thing is? Or,
I think it's a matter of discipline, self-discipline. A person who has self-discipline would be someone also with a good memory, because you would not want to repeat the same mistake over. I would say that the repeated errors that I have to deal with, they have improved my patience somewhat. You have to stretch. You have to stretch your patience. Okay? As I said, it's not always easy, but I do feel that they appreciate it. I have a co-worker in the office, also a manager. She handles a different department, but we share the same office space. And she spends her days shouting at her people, literally, the whole day. I can't do that. I could never do that. I don't think embarrassing anyone is good in a professional setting, even in a personal setting. Yeah, a terror.
you'd think that she'd actually lose her voice from all the
I know she's used to it by now. She's been doing this for years. But that's my bar. Okay, when I feel myself getting to that point, where's my stress ball?
Yeah.
I try not to talk to people when I'm angry because I might say something that will potentially hurt the person. If they still fear me, I suppose they do, in a way. I can be without actually saying any bad words.
you glare at
Yeah,
them.
I have an evil eye.
Yeah, with your glasses, it's more effective.
Well, I don't intentionally use them, pero it's hard. But as a whole, those experiences have equipped me to be better at what I do. Now, as a mom, oh, my own mother sheltered me a lot. She is the reason why I did not learn Tagalog at an early age. She wanted me to speak English, so I did. And look where that got me. So when I had Darren, and later on Diane, I was determined that the things I perceived my mother to have not done for me, I would do for them. So when she started as a lola to say, oh, you should speak to them only in English, I would say, no, they have to learn Tagalog because we're in the Philippines. So she was a good one. She is a good one. I've tried to be you can tell me if
And you did. Because I'm nothing like you, how you were when you were little.
I'm fantastic.
So how do others view you in your workplace?
Well,
How does your boss view you?
my boss, I think, I would say he is quite satisfied. Uh, he is comfortable with leaving me to manage the whole office while he goes out to visit the sites. Not many will do that. Right? He hired me back because I'm the only one left from the Q18 that helped me achieve ISO certification. All the others have gone abroad. So I'm the only one left. And he and I work closely together to standardize the policies and programs. So he is confident that I know these policies inside and out. In fact, when I came back to EI after 8 years, I found that very little had changed. A lot of those policies still had my name on them as the originator. So it was like being on vacation for 8 years and then coming back as a manager. I would say he's happy with what I do. We agree on practically everything. There are only a few instances where I would seek his approval before doing something, but on the whole, he's content to let me run the department as I choose. For my staff, well, uh, one of them inadvertently said that he feels that QA is now under martial law. Maybe it's a bad thing for them, but one day I hope they do appreciate the work ethic that I'm trying to install, because even if they leave EI, for other companies, the lessons that I'm trying to teach them, if they learn them, they will be able to benefit from these lessons. It's not just a matter of grammar or writing or being able to train people. It's more of a work ethic. Because what you say and what you do cannot be different. You have to be the same thing. You have to live this thing. Be the example. So that's what I'm trying to do for you.
Okay. So, as an engineer developer, what is your opinion about, working as, like what SM does, buy a free
Okay. But in construction, I cannot really say that progress is a bad thing. Okay? But too much of it in the wrong place or in an unprepared place is definitely not good. There is such a thing as putting business above all else, and that should not be the case. It's not the only thing that should be considered. I've seen a lot of places that have greatly changed because of new structures built, new plants, yes, industrialization. It is not always a good thing, especially if the community in the area has not been prepared to deal with this. Or if the so-called development or progress was not done in consonance with their wishes. Because some people do not want their area or their place to change for certain reasons. They want to preserve, right, what has always been in their place. They want to stay there. Now, I would say the government has a role in this, because after all, no construction or no development can take place without the approval of the government. Even in private enterprise, there are always permits, always approvals. Financial or business considerations should not be the only thing they think of. The first thing that they should think of is the well-being of the people in the area. Aside from the people, we also have to consider the environment. Because we all know that construction is a highly hazardous industry, okay? Not just to the people working in it, but also to the people and the surroundings outside of the site. So that I would say is something that needs to be given attention. Starting not just started long ago. The Philippines has been blessed with a lot of natural resources, a lot of beautiful spots. Those things should not be forgotten just because we want to progress.
What are your greatest accomplishments as a manager? And are you satisfied about them?
Accomplishments as a manager. On a daily basis, yeah, I would say, let's see, attend meetings, answer all the queries, review all the reports. Yeah, those are accomplishments. My greatest accomplishments would have to be what I do for the company to preserve the ISO certification. Because that's what I was hired for. Since 1993, that's what I was doing. And it is something we cannot afford to lose. We have had this certification for almost 18 years. It's not something that we can let go of. In fact, the government now requires construction companies, contractors, to be certified to the ISO standards. Okay, not just for quality, there are also standards for safety and environment, which TEI is still in the process of applying for. So, if you say satisfied with my achievements, probably not. Because there's always something more to achieve.
You're still aiming higher.
As high as you
I'll,
can.
I'll aim until there's no more air up there.
So, what is your advice to all the aspiring engineers and managers out there?
My advice. Oh, I have a lot of advice, but probably the best advice I could give would be to keep learning. Okay? Not to assume that because you finished college, you know everything. No, that's just the beginning. There's a whole world out there. A whole world of experiences, and you should not miss any of it. So keep learning, keep an open mind, and retain your sense of humor. It will save your life.